We now move to session 8, Art of Communication, Tips for Effective Communication Skills by Ms. Vaijayanti Jagannathan. Mrs. Vaijayanti Jagannathan is an accomplished HRD consultant based out of Chennai and provides training solutions in the area of soft skills to top corporates and colleges. She helps them take an integrated approach in their path to excellence. Mrs. Vaijayanti is a very close associate of Madras Management Association, a member of MMA for over a decade.
Then I'll take a hand mic later. Okay,
it's over to Ms. Vaijayanti Jagannathan.
Hi. Give me a nice hi. See, I've been given a very difficult, a very critical time to talk to you on the art of communication, post-lunch session. And just before entering the hall, I got a quote from somebody. Effective communication is like drinking or sipping a cup of stimulating hot coffee, because it's very hard to sleep after it. So I hope my communication is stimulating, that none of you go to sleep, and we'll try to make it as interactive as possible. See, when this topic when it was given to me, I was very enthusiastic because it's my forte. Communication is one of my passionate subjects. So I thought, what? I can give them a funda about, about basics of communication, elements of a good communicator, and what is a good presentation. But when I sat through all the sessions from the morning, my heart rose and sank at the same time. It rose because I found styles of effective communication. I found effective communicators from whom I learned a lot of things. The art of moving about on stage, the way in which you present an idea, the use of visuals, the use of jokes or humor that was very aptly timed and well interspersed with, important reflective thoughts. So my heart really rose. It sank when I said, what am I going to say? Everything has already been said, that you will have to be assertive, you will have to be this, you will have to be that. So I did some homeworking in between, refreshing my mind with samosas and sweets, so that, because when you get a lot of carbohydrates, you're like, let me talk like Geeta, you get stimulated by certain ideas. So I decided, like, what do I do? Okay, I said, let me follow a different approach. Today, you youngsters talk about big B, big bazaars, big cars, big deals. So I thought, let me weave my talk of the art of effective communication with the word big deal. So I'm going to expand the word big deal and, throw open my points to you for which you can reflect. Now, what does B stand for? Any idea? The big. For the art of communication, it is big. For presentation, which is my next topic, which I'm going to be with you for the next 25 minutes, it's going to be the deal. So can somebody guess what would be the B? Beef, huh? Characteristics of good communicators, you take it from any organizational behavior book. Bold, brilliant, expressive, friendly, clear, all this funda you can get from books. Think differently. Brisk, you have to be, you walk briskly when Padmaja called you 10 times on stage and the previous speakers also called you. No. Link it to effective communication. Okay, let me start, since I have only 25 minutes to, deal with the topic. My B stands for basics. Build your basics of communication. What is the basics of communication? It's not merely language. In your OB book, organizational behavior book, they would tell you basics is all communication has 6 fundamental elements: the sender, the receiver, the message, the medium, the language, and the context. Please work on them well so that you become an effective communicator. Now this is a basic, building your basics, building the basics about awareness of what it makes to do a communication. Communication, not merely exchange of ideas or information, it's also exchange of feelings. And I think that was what very beautifully brought out by my previous speakers, who said there is an attitude component to communication. People bring in their own values, their beliefs, the way in which they have been brought up, and when any situation comes, those values and beliefs and what they believe to be true comes out when they communicate with you. So the basics is understanding what communication entails. It is an exchange of information, it is an exchange of ideas, but it's also an exchange of feelings. So the second basic that I want to make you understand is communication is a process, it's an ability and an attitude. It is a process, it's ongoing. 70% of our waking lives we are communicating. We can't opt out of communication, we can only choose to be a good communicator or a bad communicator. If I see in the beginning of the day you all sat like this, afterwards you went to this posture, you're communicating to me you're very tired. If you yawn in the class, you're communicating to me three things. Either you did not have a good night's sleep, or there is less oxygen in your body, or my voice is so boring that you want to go to sleep. Though I don't want to believe the last one. So constantly you're communicating. You can't opt out of communication. So how do I understand it as a process, an ongoing process? An ongoing process that never stops. And in fact, Gita Krishnaraj says, every cell has intelligence and it's constantly communicating to you, communicating with the environment. So it's an internal as well as an external process. Then I would like to look at communication also as an attitude. An attitude of gratitude, an attitude to improve, an attitude to build on the already existing knowledge you have, an attitude to be open to ideas, an attitude of sharing what you know, an attitude of being very relevant and specific when you are speaking or giving feedback. Very, very important. And all this would make you develop attitude as an ability. Ability means your skill of communication. When we talk about a skill of communication, we talk about listening skills, we talk about rapport building skills, connecting people together, bonding with people together. Then we talk about questioning skills, we talk about email writing skills, which my friend Nina John would be very soon handling. So you talk about a skill which is developed. Knowledge converted by practice is called a skill. When you practice something, three things happen. One, you become very confident. Ask me to speak here, ask me to speak in Timbuktu, Guduvanjeri or somewhere else, I'll speak because I've prepared. Skill gives you quality. You make less mistakes. In your management terminology or in the operational excellence terminology, zero error orientation. You have a tendency to make less mistakes. And when you talk about skill, the third advantage is speed. You can do things faster with practice than when you did not have a practice. So speed, quality and confidence are the three benefits of a skill, and communication too is a skill. For example, people ask me, ma'am, how are you able to talk without even taking a breath? You talk continuously. How is it? I said skill, because I've done 2000 programs in the last 10 years. So even in my sleep, if you wake me up and ask me to do a program, I can do, because the hardware and the software is pakka. By sheer exposure, experience and information, you become good in talking. No, definitely talking is not communication. Speaking is an ability, but communication, you should become a master in it. And for that mastery, you require practice. Because practice makes a man perfect, which is a very common, saying that everybody would be talking about. So your communication has, when you talk about the basics of communication, number one, you talk about the elements of communication like the sender, the receiver, the message, medium, language, context. And you remember in that basics, the sender is the most important person. I am talking, you are listening to me, I'm asking you a question or people ask you a question and you are responding to me. Now he or she is in the driving seat. I have to choose the message. What do I want to talk? For this, I read somewhere in a book, when you have to talk for 5 minutes, you prepare for 3 days. When you want to talk for half an hour, prepare for at least 1.5 days. When you want to talk for an hour, prepare at least a day. If you want to talk for 2 days, you can do it immediately because you have the whole day to think, organize your thoughts. To be very precise, to be very clear, to be concise is very important, for which there is no other alternative than preparation and making it into a skill. So these elements, you'll have to remember how each. So message is important. And the message, it's not what you say, how you say it. I can go to Nina and say, Nina, you finished that work on time. The message has a different meaning. I can go to Prakash and say, Prakash, you finished that work on time. Has a different message. I can go to Captain Vijay Kumar and say, Captain Vijay Kumar, you finished that work on time. Wow, that's a different message. Then I can go to, say, Archana and say, Archana, you finished that work on time. How come? Now, I'm using the same words, but my message does not mean the same because the emphasis is so different. You finished the work means, oh, you are not capable of doing anything. How did you finish? You finished that work on time talks about, oh, your capability of completing a task, because you're generally a person who never completes a task. You finished that work on time, that work which was so complicated. So I'm giving a compliment to that person. And you finished that work on time. Hey, time management and you are not the best of friends. How did you finish it on time? So it's not what you say, how you say it, which you have to remember as one of the basic elements of the message. Then comes the language. I'm taking you through the basics because I'm only telling you the subtle nuances and challenges of communication. Now, language is very interesting. In like any other country, we have Tanglish, Telugu English, Gujarati English, Indian English. Indian English is very rare, but we have different regional flavors. I must share this joke with you. The other day I was in a class where, with no offense meant to any state, I'm only giving you the subtle flavors of the English language from the different regions. I was doing a program in Kumarapalayam where a lot of Malayali students were there. I told this boy, describe yourself in one word. Positive thinker, madam. I said, please come again. Positive thinker, madam. I said, please come again. Positive thinker. Then I took a journey to Tiruchengood, where there was another college. I was doing some programs for the students. I asked him, what's your favorite color? Yellow color, madam. I like yellow color very much, madam. Now this is the regional flavor of a yellow color. Then my journey took me to Bengal. I asked this fellow, where is Sheila? Oh, Vajanti? She was just shitting before me. I said, shitting before you? For them, a sir and a sure are interchangeable. And then I went a little bit to Bihar. And in Bihar, I asked the student, what did you say was the mark you got in the exam? 55. That 55 came from the bottom of his stomach, went to his chest and then came out. I said, but 55, you'll only have to use your mouth. No, 55, madam. Now, can we laugh at them? We can't laugh at them because that's the English they heard. That's the way they developed a sense of language. Now, I'm doing this to you as a part of the basics of communication because we all can't conquer the accents and the flavors, but we can learn to reduce the accent because today business is going global, business is going national, and I don't say people who speak beautifully correct English are intelligent people. There is no connection between English speaking and intelligence. But your ability to express yourself clearly in the English language is a big advantage today. Because the success of communication does not lie in what the sender knows, but how the receiver has understood and responded in the way in which the sender wanted him to respond. Ultimately, you must make your communication work. That's why I'm talking about language. Then we come to the medium. We talk about verbal medium, non-verbal medium, written medium. You're going to have a lot of sessions on that. All of them are powerful. Words are very important. If you can't get your ideas and words across, communication has no meaning. Do you use a one-way medium, a two-way medium? We'll have, detailed sessions from the other experienced speakers. And then there is the receiver who has to be a very good listener. The oft-quoted proverb, God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we listen more and speak less. So definitely listening is difficult. It's a skill that you have to develop. You need to be patient. You have to work on it. So this is one component of the basics of communication. The other component I talked was a process, an ability, as well as a skill. And the third most important aspect of your basics is feedback on communication. Do you know one of the shortest words in the English language which has the letters A, B, C, D, E is feedback? One of the shortest letters, one of the shortest words, which has all the letters A, B, C, D, E is feedback. Without feedback, you can't survive. I remember the feedback, and feedback should never be criticism. A feedback consists of praise, appreciation, as well as criticism. My only appeal to all of you young students is never take criticism personally. Separate the issue from the person. I remember very well, I was a lecturer in sociology in Stella Maris College here in Chennai. I'm sure boys would have heard about it because it's an exclusive girls' college. And when I was teaching there, and I know when I applied after my post-graduation for a job, we had something called a test lecture, where the head of the department, the senior lecturers, and the students would test my ability to teach. So I had been a student there, and I was very confident I'll get a job. I prepared myself on a very tough topic, which was full of technical jargons, because I knew my lecturers would never be able to explain that clearly. So I thought, let me simplify it. And I went there. I had mugged up my lecture, let me be honest with you, because I was nervous. Remember, when you talk for the first time before an audience, you are nervous, and it's natural to be nervous. You can't eliminate nervousness, you can control nervousness. And one way to control nervousness was prepare very well. So I prepared so much and I went there. So sister said, start. Ta 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 ta, like like the firing machine. I went on and on. What was supposed to be a 20 minutes lecture, I finished in 5 minutes. Pin drop silence in my class. Vaijayanti was mentally clapping to herself. Wow, no questions, nobody moved their head, everyone was listening, I am a success. So I was mentally clapping, and I looked like the cat which licked the milk of its whiskers, and I looked very nicely and said, sister is going to confirm me. One student got up and said, she clapped. I said, thank you, don't thank me. Very good speed, but we didn't understand a word. Please don't take this profession. Now, this was the greatest, blunt face-to-face feedback, and which upset me. But then I thought, so what? She's only telling I can't teach. She's not saying Vaijayanti is bad. She's only saying Vaijayanti's employability as a teacher is not working there. So separate the issue from the person. So I said, let me work on my speed. Let me work on things that would make me acceptable as a teacher. I worked, and ultimately I taught there. I was a very popular, more popular teacher than an academic teacher, because I loved people. I loved interacting, and I felt that always a teacher learns as much as she teaches. So that attitude kept me going as a lecturer there, and then in St. Xavier's, Bombay, and Indira Gandhi Open University later on. So this is very important feedback. This is one of the B's of your big. What is the I? What is the I? What is the I? I of the big word. Invest and improve your communication skills. Constantly invest. Constantly invest. Read. Observe. Listen to people talking. Today, you've all invested your time to sit for a 24-hour program, which has been so meticulously orchestrated by the Sea Change consultants. And you've spent time on it. That means you're investing your time to improve your knowledge as well as your communication or other skills. Invest. They say that, people who work on their communication will always work to become better. Nobody becomes a born narrator or a skillful orator overnight. They have to work on it. All of us practice, 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 practice. There is a proverb in English, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. If you fail to practice, you practice to fail. So it's so important that you must work on your communication skills. And what do you think is the G? Any guesses? G. What could it be? You're all first year and second year students, isn't it? Right? Today, the famous management logo, go from good to great. Yes or no? Today, we don't want good people. We want excellent people. We don't want okay people. We want the people who become great. So how do you go from good to great? By concentrating on certain elements of communication and on your skill and capability as a communicator. Let's take the basic elements of effective communication. Number one, you must be convinced of what you're saying. Unless you speak from your heart, you cannot convey what you want to convey. conviction should come from the belief in the product, the service, or whatever you are handling. It is seen in your voice, it is seen in your body language, it is seen in your expressions. It has to come. You have to be convinced. Many people ask me, as if you will bring a big change after doing a program for 2 days. The euphoria effect will be there. They'll come and say, wow,